So you're probably like me. You grew up with no strong father figure, no one to sit you down and show you right from wrong, no one to teach you how to talk with confidence, no one to guide you through the hard life that we already live. So in today's video, I'll be showing you 10 habits that your father should have taught you. And it's sad you never got to learn this because you had to learn it the hard way, probably through trial and error, learning habits that probably you shouldn't even be committing yourself towards. But if you learn these 10 habits, they will 100% help you and guide you to become that future man, that ideal man, that potential man you know that you can become. So hello guys and welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dearenee, and as I spoke about earlier, yes, I'll be teaching you guys 10 habits that your father should have taught you. And if you're a younger person, if anything, you could even be an older person and you never learned these habits. I believe it is imperative for every single one of you to at least implement some of these habits into your life, because these are genuinely simple and well-known habits, but they're actually the ones that slip through the crack that the majority of people do not know about, that the majority of men are actually missing out on, which is causing them to fall behind. So to start straight off the top, wake up at the same time every single day. Now, a lot of people who I know, a lot of my friends, guys as well, they're waking up at all these sorts of times, waking up at 11, waking up at 12, waking up at 10, waking up at 9, waking up at 8. And the issue with this is that you don't have a set time that you're waking up every single day. One issue already which I can find is that no one knows what time is going to be the best time to contact you. So if you're waking up at all these wishy-washy times, you're most likely unreliable, sadly. I myself, the majority or the most prevalent time and the most common time that I wake up is at 7:30. So if somebody calls me around 8 or 9, they know I'm going to be awake, which means that people can rely on me. Even the majority of my meetings are around 9 to 10 a.m. because it is imperative that I'm going to be awake around that time. And every single one of you should aim to wake up at the same time every single day. This creates consistency, structure, and discipline within your life. And these 3 skills alone, because consistency is a skill, it's not just something that you randomly start doing out of nowhere. Structure is a skill to have in your life, and discipline is a skill. If you develop these 3 skills, especially as a younger man, they will be a strong foundation for you growing up. If I knew from at least the importance of waking up at the same time every single day and how this actually benefits you consistently, like the way that my life is now compared to my life when I was younger, when I was waking up at all these random times, I would have been a lot further ahead right now if I was not doing all these all-nighters or waking up way late inside of the day or sleeping in. Because it eliminates any mental fog and days that feel like they were half wasted. I don't feel like my days are half wasted anymore. If I let you guys know what I'm doing today, if you go to my second channel, which is Dearenee Unfiltered, either the link will be inside the description or like you'll see something come up. What I'm currently showing on my second channel is me documenting my life as an aspiring entrepreneur. Today, I've had 3 meetings, 2 with clients, one with my business partner. I recorded another video, which is the video before this, which is in your teens you should be bulking. I've gone through and done cold calling. I've sent out emails. I think I've been working since about since 9. And it is currently 6:32 for me, and I'm recording this video. This is most likely going to take me an hour or like anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to record. And then I still have certain things I need to do before I go to bed. When you wake up early, you are able to get so much more done inside of the day. So I said the best men in the world control their mornings. You want to control your morning. You want to control your morning because if you control your morning, you control the rest of your day. And you don't have half-wasted days. The majority of your days feel productive. My goal right now is to optimize my life to get back to waking up around like 4, 5, 6 a.m. Because last year summer, I was waking up around that time consistently. And with that, I was getting so much done in the day. I wake up, go on my morning walk, drink my morning coffee, and I sit on my laptop and I was getting so much work done. So that is my current goal. So each and every single one of you should aspire and adopt the habit of waking up every single day at the same time, and at least waking up earlier every single day at the same time. And the action that I want you guys to do, because I want you guys to actually listen to these steps and listen to these habits and actually take action on the action steps that I've given you guys. So pick a time and stick to it. Avoid hitting snooze, and the earlier rise equals more time. So obviously the better. So when you wake up, you know that your alarm's gonna go off at 7:30. Like for example, myself, I know my alarm's gonna go off at 7:30. Do not click snooze, because the only thing that does for you is actually damage yourself mentally. Because you know if you click snooze, nothing will happen. Or if anything, let's say this: you can click snooze, but every single time you click snooze, you have to do 50 push-ups when you get out of bed. I promise you right now, you will not click snooze after a couple times. Sure, in the beginning, yeah, you can click snooze, but once you implement this thing where you say to yourself, every single time you click snooze, you'll do 50 push-ups, you will see yourself start clicking snooze and you'll wake up a lot earlier. So pick a time, stick to it, avoid hitting snooze, and choose an earlier time. If you are a student right now and you currently wake up at like 7:30 and rush to get to school, try waking up at 6:30. The main reason why you can't wake up early is because you're going to bed late, try to cut some of those things out. If you're gaming all the way through the night, let's say you come home from school, you revise, and then you game until, I don't know, let's say like 12. That's what I used to do when I was in school. I would finish school, come home, I'd finish school, go to the gym, come home, revise, and I'll sit on FIFA from about 8 p.m. until about 12, sometimes even 1. So of course I can't wake up early. If you're doing that and living a lifestyle like that, even if you cut the gaming back to about 10, and then you jump into bed from 10, you will still be getting enough sleep for you to be energized for the next day. So pick a time and stick with it. Number 2, dress with intent. So just with intention. Presentation shapes your perception. Now this is crucial. I don't care where you are or who you are. You need to dress with intention. You can't just throw on random fits. Even right now, you're probably listening to me talking to you right now because of psychologically, you look at me dressed like this and you think this is probably somebody who I should listen to. Just because of the way that I'm presenting myself. If I had a trim and my hair was redone, you'd probably listen to me even more. But just by my outfit, it's even better. It helps my perception. It helps the way that you perceive me as a character. Now, it's the exact same way that will be reflected into the outer world of other people. If you're walking around in night tech fleeces and you're sagging 24/7, it's hard for people to respect you. Even for example, myself, I will not respect a guy, especially if depends on how the situations I'm meeting this person. But let's say in like a business sense, I would most likely not go into business with somebody if I see them sagging and wearing a tech fleece. Not to disrespect the person, but that's the main reason. Let's say we're in the gym now, okay, it's a little bit different. Still sagging issue, but it's just about place and where you are. But it's about dressing with intention, like I said. If you're in the gym in a tech fleece, sure, you're not sagging, I don't care. But if you're doing something, let's say we go out to dinner and you pull up in a tech fleece when you know it is suit and boot attire, it's gonna be hard to respect you as a person. And people will see that. And if you actually go within your days and you aim to actually try to look the best that you can, you will see a lot, it will reflect within your life. You'll see the way that people perceive you will start to improve. Before I quit my job to go full-time with my business, every day I was going into work, trying to look the best that I possibly could. I'm not talking about you have to be wearing suited and booted. I mentioned this down below. You don't have to be suited and booted. It's not. All it means is that you need to be put together and be intentional with what you're wearing. Sometimes I'm going in there with just a t-shirt, black pants, and then black shoes. I can't remember. I think, yeah, Oxford shoes. Simple outfit, but because I put it together with an intentional mind behind it, that okay, I'm going to look well, it came off and looked well. I'll wear something simple like this, or even something like I'll wear a black turtleneck with black pants and then black Oxford shoes, or I'll wear my black Chelsea boots, black pants, and then a navy blue turtleneck. All these sorts of things. I would wear a black shirt with black pants. It's not suited and booted. It's not hard things to do. It's an easy outfit to put together. But when you put that on and it looks like it takes more effort, you'll be perceived a lot better. And dressing well commands respect without saying words. We all know this. If you see a guy wearing a three-piece suit walking down the street, you're most likely going to respect him than if you're some random guy wearing a balaclava and a tech fleece on. I'm sorry to keep dogging tech fleeces, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. So we're going to respect the guy wearing a three-piece suit a lot more than the guy who we're seeing in a balaclava and a tech fleece. So obviously dress with intention, and trust me, you'll see your perception change. And that is a habit that you can take into your life, because let's say you're currently 17 and you implement this. Like I have a friend, I believe he is 18 now, but from 16 to where he is now, he was dressing well. He was going to sixth form dressed like a man. And even from that, he's in a completely different situation, a completely different mindset to his peers, because he took this on board. He was able to get into different rooms with better people and a higher network of people than people his age would ever get close to. But because he took this on board and he presented himself a certain way, then he carried a mindset with the presentation which he was showing, he was able to get himself in rooms that a 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old should not be inside of. So, dress with intention. The action step for this: fitted clothes which complement your physique. So if you don't go to the gym, this is imperative. It's not even, it's on here, but it should be a known, you should know this already. Get yourself into the gym and get building a physique. Now once this physique is getting built, wear clothes that fit you. Of course, don't go out there and do a mad haul and purchase clothes when you're currently going for a bulking phase or a cutting phase, because your clothes won't fit you afterwards. But buy smaller pieces or intermediate pieces so that you can look well, so that when you finish this big transition, then you can go out there and actually buy clothes that will fit you more for the long term. Keep your shoes clean. Now this is very important. I'm not going to show my shoes right now because I'm wearing sliders because I'm in my house. But clean your shoes. Let me even show you guys something that I have. Purchased one of these from Amazon. This is a shoe cleaning kit. I don't know the company. This is called Stone & Clark. If you're not from the UK, you might not be able to get it because I got this on Amazon. But this is just a simple shoe cleaning kit. Doesn't take, I think this cost me around £30. Of course you can buy cheaper alternatives. But this has neutral, brown and black. And then it has I don't actually know the names of these, but it's like a foam that you can use to rub on your shoes, and it makes it look more polished. Then we have the brushes, then this is to help you put your shoe on. But you can have this kit, use this kit, and you'll see your shoes just be a lot more cleaner. And from then, trust me, you'll get a lot more respect because you're taking care of your shoes. And then finally, invest in neutral, timeless pieces. So neutral as in, don't go out there and buy, unless it's for an occasion. Don't go out there and buy a super bright red suit. You're going to struggle to wear that consistently. Currently, I have two suits. I have a grey suit and I have a black suit. They are quite neutral colors. They're not, black is not really a neutral color, but they are colors that are quite timeless. I can wear it multiple occasions. I can go literally anywhere and wear those colors, especially the grey. So invest in pieces like that. Invest in 2 good suits, high quality suits. Invest in a good quality shirt. Like I used to wear Paramount shirts all the time. Now I have 2 high quality shirts that cost me around like £30, and I can wear them consistently because they are actually good shirts that can be worn. And then I have my turtlenecks. I have my 2 turtlenecks. Roughly, I think they were both around £15 to £30. I can't remember. I got them from Slater. You can go to these men's clothing brands that are cheap, but also have, not really cheap, but it's an intermediate price, and it comes with a very good quality, at least a long-lasting quality for the price that you're paying. Go there, get these clothing, and trust me, they'll last a lot longer, and they'll make you look even a lot better than what you're currently wearing. Number 3, lift heavy and stay strong. Strong body makes a strong mind. Now, of course, this is not it's not a truth for everybody, because there are some hench guys who are battling mental health and battling body dysmorphia, all these sorts of things. So it's not like, okay, if you get a shredded physique or you get a hench physique, you'll be mentally, You'll be mentally you wouldn't be destroyed by mental health, all these sorts of things. Of course not. But if you get yourself into the gym, you will definitely build up a stronger mindset, a stronger mind frame. It will take a lot more for you to feel pain or for you to go through certain things than if you wasn't going to the gym. As I said, strong body makes a strong man. For you to build a strong physique, there's a certain level of mental struggles they have to go through. You have to actually say yes to a lot of pain. When you reach failure, you have to go past that and keep going to build that muscle. And that will build something within your mind. Strength is a direct sign of masculinity, discipline, and self-respect. For you to build a good physique, it is a direct sign of self-respect. You must care about yourself. You must respect yourself to say, I do not want to look like this. I will not have a body like that. I will look like this. I will eat this amount of food. I will stay disciplined in this criteria of my life to ensure that I look like this and I have a body like this. It's not easy to make the decision. It takes hard work and grafting and lifting heavy to be able to do that. And it will reflect that. People will see that and they will know that that's what you've done. And you will instantly get respect from that. People won't just come up, okay, you might get people, because you will get compliments, obviously. Like, for example, I do get compliments from men and women. So people will, they will know it and they'll verbally say that they respect you and verbally praise you. But also non-consciously, you will feel people respect you a lot more than when you were smaller. Weak body equals weak mind and weak presence. So if you do have a weak frame, if you don't have a strong presence, well, you are going to feel it and it will damage you mentally. I believe I've gained a lot more confidence from having a stronger physique and having a more masculine physique. It's a natural thing. It's going to happen. The evidence that I've received in my life from having this body, it has definitely helped me mentally. And it will do the same thing for any single person that achieves a physique of a higher criteria than what they started with. So the action step, train 3 to 5 times per week, prioritize strength, not just aesthetics. Of course, being aesthetically pleasing is a big thing. Everybody wants to be the next Lux Master nowadays. But also try to just get bigger. Try to have a big physique because, bro, I'm not trying to say, okay, be like no shade to this guy like a Eddie Hall where he's a lot bigger. He's a, world champion body power lifter. I'm not saying to get to that, even actual strongman. I'm not saying get to that size, but try to prioritize some size from prioritizing strength-based training. Do some of those sorts of things. Don't just focus on trying to get broad shoulders or big upper chest or get abs just so you can look good. Try to build out the whole entire physique, because from then, one, you can actually build a good physique where you will look good, but two, it's just a lot better. So train 3 to 5 times a week. If you need help creating a workout list, I think what I will do, if you click the links in the description and join my free Discord community, I will leave my current workout program inside of there. I even leave an 8-week bulking program with a training split on there, an 8-week cutting program in case you're cutting inside of there, and I will also leave just a few workout programs in there. If you want me to create one for you, simply just message me inside of there. I'll get one created for you. It's not that hard to do. Or if you have one already and you want me to go through it and try and see if it's good for you, like my friend literally called me 2-3 days ago on FaceTime, shared the screen, asked me to go through his workout, I can do that for you. Of course, don't FaceTime me, but if you most likely won't even have my number, you won't be able to FaceTime me. But if you're inside the Discord community and you ask me to do that for you, I'll most likely do that for you. So go through there and get that, and we can get that done. Number 4, speak less and say more. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. And that was said by Plato. And it's genuinely true. I think a lot of men do not like the silence. And a lot of men try to say certain things to make them feel a certain way, or to stroke their ego, or for them to feel like they are filling up the space, or they just can't, once again, they just can't relax and be calm inside of the silence. And that's a skill even I'm still learning to now, and I'm genuinely improving when I'm taking my sales calls and my sales meetings, that you have to be able to control the silence. You have to be able to just be calm in the silence. Because the silence says a lot. It says so much. So you have to be ready to say less, to speak less, and to say more. Because silence can actually be an action. It can be words in itself. So the action step for you, I want you to pause before speaking. I want you to speak in a calm and deliberate tone, and I want you to master silence. I want you to have pauses when you speak. Don't just rush out and blurt out everything you're trying to say. Take pauses. Be calm with the silence. Don't just try to throw everything out. Don't just try to force what you're saying out. If there's a moment where a pause is necessary, be calm in it. And don't fear it. Number 5, make eye contact and hold it. So, strong eye contact equals dominance plus respect. I'm not saying for you to stare down somebody's soul and just get up in there like all of this. You don't need to do all of that. You don't need to be in this person's life. But eye contact is definitely something that is necessary. I bet you, anybody who's watching it just probably got so scared there. But you don't need to be up in their life. You can just be holding eye contact, because it is a sign of dominance and respect. It will definitely help you going down the line. I think for me, I noticed that there's 2 things that I instantly notice in people who I meet. Number 1 is your handshake. How strong is your handshake? Because the first thing I do is I go in for a handshake. Of course, I'm already holding eye contact there, but I go in for a strong handshake whilst looking at this person. And there's 2 things I notice. The first thing I'll notice is, if it's a weak handshake, I'll look down at the handshake like, what's going on? Like, I've come to shake guys' hands, and let's say I'm coming in for a strong right, I feel this. I'm thinking, what is going on? Because obviously, sadly, they haven't been taught this. And actually, this is not a tip on here, but learn a strong handshake. Practice having a good, strong handshake. When I shake a guy's hand, we're looking dead in each other's eyes, we shake each other's hand, and we step back. I'm like, this is a man I respect. Instantly, I'm like, bro, I don't need to know your story, but I know your story. You're a man who I respect instantly. Because these things go such a long way away. When me and a guy are talking, handshake, eye contact, we're holding a deep conversation, just guys that in there. Trust me, it will change you. It will genuinely change the way people perceive you, and you want to implement this. Avoiding eye contact signals insecurity. It's truthful like that. Like, I'm not trying to get into these guys who like alpha male, beta male, what's this other crap, like, I don't know. It's not trying to do all of these sorts of things. But when you go into the real world, these things actually exist. Like, they make it seem weird, but it genuinely exists. It's a sign of insecurity. If you're not holding eye contact, there's clearly something that internally that you're thinking about. You're probably overthinking it, saying, okay, let me look away, let me do, no. Hold the eye contact, and trust me, you will be perceived better, and it would, if anything, will actually help you. And if the truth is that you are struggling with insecurities within yourself, when you hold that eye contact, it will generally help those insecurities fade away, because you're like, it's not that hard. I'm literally just, this is another person. I can just look at them and I don't feel anything about it. So the man who holds eye contact holds control. So it's the truth. If you're the person holding eye contact in the conversation, you're most likely the person controlling the conversation, because you won't feel any fear about this. So some action steps for you guys. hold eye contact until the other person looks away. Now, once again, this doesn't mean stare at them 24/7, get up in their grill. No, but hold eye contact until they look away. And once they look away, the game is on. Let's play chess. Let's play football. Instantly, game was on. So once they've looked, bang, just go back to a regular conversation. You can look away. Don't be talking to them for like 5 minutes and just sitting there staring at them. That gets scary. But if it's like, okay, you guys are talking, they look away, think and process, you can look away, you can blink, you can do this, then after that, come back. And when you're talking, you don't have to stare at them for the whole entire time. You can look away and come back. Process your thoughts, because I sometimes look over, there's nothing over there, but I might look over there and process my thoughts and then come back and stare at you guys on camera. Just like that. Practice in the mirror or record yourself speaking to improve. Now that's one thing that's helped me a lot. When I started recording content, I was quite shy to hold eye contact with people, but I actually started doing it through recording myself on the camera. In my early days of recording myself, I used to go back, watch those videos, look at myself and be like, bro, it's not that hard. And if you treat the camera lens like a human eye, because technically you guys are going to be watching me, so there are going to be people's eyes who I'm going to be glaring at. So essentially, that camera eye is like all of the thousands to millions of people who will see me for my whole entire life. So if I'm scared to look at these people right now, or scared to look at the camera, it's most likely going to make me feel the exact same way as if I was talking to another person. But if I'm confident enough to record myself on camera, I should be confident enough to look at somebody dead in the eyes in person. So, number 6, handle your finances like a man. Now, this is genuinely crucial, so crucial, because I myself, I can give you a backstory about myself. So, I was in dropshipping from late 2023 into 2024. And me and my friends, so it was me and my 3 of my friends, we made stupid amounts of money. Like I'm talking about, we were laughing. I think I made around 10K per month, and in the total grand scheme of things, I made around 17K. One of my other friends, he made around 20K. My other friend made around 15K. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I remember we made a lot of money. This is not all profit, this is like revenue. So let's say profit is like 50% of it, or about 60% of it. We had very good margins. We made all this money, but all 3 of us were not taught how to manage money at all. We didn't understand none of it. All we thought about was, okay, I want this, I want to buy this, I want to get this. And suddenly, the money started flowing out. And the issues as well is, when we were dropshipping, all of our stores got banned. So we had all this influx of money, but we did not know how to actually manage our finances. So lo and behold, we spent all of our money and we went dead broke each. So the earlier you can learn this, the better, because it will save you from any mishap right now. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Proverbs 13, verse 22. Now, this here I can teach on for hours on end, just because even my pastor at church, he spoke about this. I don't think you guys understand how deep this goes about how good of a man you are to be able to leave an inheritance to your children's children. So let's firstly dissect that, yeah? I'm going to stay on this bit for a while because I want you guys to truly understand. Don't play around with your finances. Manage it like a man. What I also do is, inside of this Discord community, I'll actually put my financial tracker, or my budget tracker, which I currently use. I'm updating on a weekly basis. You can tailor it to how you're structured for your life. Let's say you're getting paid weekly. Let's say you're getting paid monthly. Say you're getting paid 4 weekly. However you're getting paid, you can structure it in that way, because currently mine was 4 weeks, because when I used to work at my old business, at a place where I used to work at, we was getting paid 4 weekly, so my one was a 4 weekly budget tracker. But what I'll do is I'll leave that inside the Discord community, so if you want to get access to that and you can start using that and tracking your finances, it's there for you. But yes, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So you've made so much money, or you are such a good man that you've made enough money for your children to not even need to use the inheritance which you've left for past them, essentially. So you have so much money, or you've done certain things, you have accumulated an amount of wealth. 1, you have retained this wealth. You have created a system to the point where this money has been retained past your children. It has now been able to be inherited by your children's children. 1. 2, you have made your children be able to go through life to the point where they don't even have to question about touching the inheritance which you have left for them or for their children's children. You have set them up and set up systems in your life to the point where finances is not even an issue for yourself. It's not an issue even for your children. It's to the point where your children's children will be able to have this money. Now, the thing that I even like even more about this, because this is how generational wealth is birthed. If you're so good to the point where you left an inheritance for your children's children, not your children, your children's children, guess what your children are going to do? They aren't going to leave an inheritance for their children. They're going to leave an inheritance for their children's children. So now it births this cycle where each person who has children, they leave an inheritance for their children's children. And now suddenly you create this whole long stem cycle where your whole entire lineage and generations coming from your family have been able to accumulate wealth. And from day dot, it was you who was the good man who started this cycle. All you have to do is manage your finances like a man, be wise with it, create systems to ensure that you aren't moving crazy with your money. You aren't just spending all your money on hookers and cocaine and steroids and stuff. You're actually being smart with your money, making wise financial investments. And from then, you can leave an inheritance for your children's children. And you can be deemed as a good man. Financial ignorance keeps you trapped and in a cycle of stress and dependence. When I had no money, when I was being financially ignorant, when I was being stupid with my money, stressed every day. I even had a video that me and my friend recorded. And we were like, honestly speaking, we are in such a bad position. The only thing we can do right now is put faith in God. We were on the ground. Like I'm talking about, we were rock bottom. Like, yeah, we are finished. Like I'm talking about, I had like minus £200 in my account. I was in the dirt. I had to get money quickly to the point where, well, that was prior to me getting the job. I was in the mud. And the worst part is the new month was starting. So I was getting new charges coming up. I said, I am finished. Because I decided to be financially ignorant after making all of that money. Rather than me saying, okay, let me start tracking my money from prior to this. Now I went in, made the money, blew all of it, and I went into that situation where I'm down rock bottom. So don't be ignorant. Don't allow the stress and the pain of life to come for you to start tracking your money. Start tracking your money before you get into that situation. Broke men can't lead or provide. And I've just put that statement there because it's the truth. You can't. This is the sad thing about today's society. And I think it's a tough situation and it's going to be a controversial thing for me to say. But the majority of guys want certain women, but they can't get those certain women because they don't have the money to be able to provide for them. And then it hurts them and then they get quite sour. Now, if you weren't in that situation where you don't have money, but you are actually able to provide for this person, it's actually leverage that will most likely help you get a partner. I'm not saying go out there and marry every single gold digger, no, and not every single woman needs to be with you for what you have. However, it is crucial. The Bible says we are providers. Men, we are providers. If you can't provide, you can't even fulfill your role. So don't allow yourself to get into that position where you can't fulfill your role. We need to fulfill our role. So before you even start thinking about these things, don't be financially ignorant. Start trying to make some sort of income and be financially wise with it. Be like a man with it and manage it. Build systems with it. Build investments with it. And then you can build a family with it. So the action step I want you guys to do, track your expenses and live below your means. Currently, I'm living below my means. I'm building up savings. I'm investing. And the thing about it is that I think well over 50% to about 70% of my money goes straight into my business. Whether it's this content, whether it is my second channel, whether it is my business channel, whether it is my actual business itself, whether it is even, for example, the personal development stuff that I'm doing right now, the Discord community, all these sorts of things. I'm shelling out money to grow my businesses and grow my investments. That is one of the smartest things you can possibly do. Of course, keep some money so you can actually survive. But if you're being wise and you're investing into assets that are long-term things that will benefit you, one of the smartest and wisest things you can do. And when you're living below your means, it just means those investments will be stacking up and the savings which you have will be stacking up. Invest in assets that build long-term wealth. As I just said, be investing in things that create systems that ensure that by the time that you reach a certain age, you don't even have to think about working. You can retire at like 40 and you can live off dividends for the rest of your life. You can start investing into stocks. Of course, it's hard for you to play the game if you have no money. So you need to develop the skills and go back to my other video, which is chasing money in your teens is useless or something like that, where I'm talking about stop just chasing after wealth, chasing after these get quick rich schemes, develop real skills, leverage these real skills, sell a business or sell a service to the point where you make enough money from this one service that you have or enough money that you can actually play the game, build up wealth, slap it in investments, get the dividends, live off that. Bing, bang, bosh, and live in Sweden and Italy and live in Lake Como. Just like that. Avoid stupid debt. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. And this is a rule that I think every single person should try to implement, because I've known people who finance things that they could never even afford in the first place. But because they see that cheaper price, they like to get it and then live off that. However, if you can't afford it twice initially, don't even make the investment, because let's say all it takes is some random charge to come out of nowhere and suddenly you can't even afford it. And then you get yourself into some crazy debt and your credit score has been tanked and you're living in a horrible living situation. So to avoid that from the start, just don't get yourself into that debt. Number 7, Learn to say no without guilt. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. And that was said by Warren Buffett. Now, as men, I know it is hard, and I went through this when I was growing up. I did not like to say no to people. I was a yes man. I was everywhere, every party, every motive, every girl's house. Girls are at my house. I was spending time with all the girls in the world. A girl that wanted to show interest in me, I always said yes. Everything. I said yes to everything. You want to smoke? Yes. Everything I said yes to. All that does is it destroys you as a man. It destroys you. It is not worth it. Trying to prove yourself to those people, it ain't going to do nothing for you. Nothing in the slightest. The real growth that you will get is when you say no and you see, hold on a minute, this person is moving a little bit shady and shaky on me because I said no to their desires. Everyone has their own desires. As humans, we are selfish creatures. And if your desire is for you to do better as a person and somebody tries to pull you in to do something that's not going to benefit you, that person was never meant for you. Setting boundaries makes you respected and in control of your time. And the funniest thing in the world is the fact that when people can get you to say yes to everything, you think that they like you more. They're just walking over you. I've actually been a lot more respected now than when I was younger, saying yes to every single person. The friendships I have now are actually more deep rooted because I have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, you're practically nobody to people because you are just wishy-washy. You'll do anything that anybody says. But when you're somebody who are deep rooted in boundaries, when you have morals, when you link yourself to, for example, I'm a Christian, there's certain things I'm gonna say no to because my morals come from God. Because I have those boundaries, certain people just don't play with me a certain way because they know I don't play about those things, because I don't play about my religion, I don't play about my faith. When you have boundaries like that, you will be respected and you can control your time. I don't have to worry about trying to get things done because I'm gonna have somebody who's calling me saying, why am I not here doing this with them, or why am I not coming to this party, or I don't have to worry about these things. If I say no, the answer is no. And I don't have to stress whether you like me or not afterwards. I have certain things to do. And when you have a purpose, you will say, does this align with the purpose? If the answer is no, I don't need to stress about it. A grown man prioritizes himself and his mission over pleasing others. That's what a grown man does. So I can literally say to you, if you aren't operating on that frame, if you're not doing that, don't call yourself a grown man. Because you should be worrying about your mission, worrying about the purpose that God has set within your life, worrying about the things that you need to get done to ensure that you become that good man who leaves an inheritance to his children's children, rather than trying to please that random girl who messaged you on Instagram to come to her house. She ain't going to be there in 2 years. But your mission is going to be there. And whether it's going to be there and you achieve it, or it's going to be at the back of your mind and you're crying, why did you not achieve it? It's going to be there no matter what. The action step I want for you guys. Stop planning. Stop explaining yourself. Stop trying to say to people, this is why I didn't want to come, or this is the... You got boundaries. You say it one time, you say no from there on, and people need to get caught up to your boundaries. Say no to toxic people, distractions, and low-value activities. So if you're a man with a purpose, if you're watching this far, I'm going to talk to you guys as if you're my brothers, as if you're my close friends. Men who are trying to achieve things in this life. You're not wishy-washy. You're not here to waste time. You want to achieve things. You've got to say no to those low-value activities. You can't be sitting there smoking weed every day. You can't be sitting there having sex with every single girl. You can't be going to those clubs all the time. You can't be drinking out all the time. You can't. You've got things to be doing. You have a business to build. If you don't have a business to build, you have a career to scale inside of. Yeah, that's it. I'm not leaving no other option, because you've got to be hustling in one of those criteria. You've got to be getting yourself into the gym. You have to be physically disciplined. You have to be a student. You have to be studying every single day. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the points in here. You have to keep studying. You have to keep growing as a man. Don't be stagnant. Operate on your mission and say no to these toxic people, these distractions, these low value activities. If it doesn't align with your goals or your goal identity, decline it. And I was actually very lenient with this, because before I only wrote, if it doesn't align with your goals. But I said, you know what? If it doesn't align with your goal identity, I'll allow it, because my goals are for me to achieve certain things. So going out and playing football with my friends, okay, more realistically, going out and playing basketball with my friends doesn't really align with my goals. It doesn't really align with but does it align with my goal identity? I want to be a social person. So if anything, most likely, yeah, I want to be a fit person. So yes. So of course, I'm not trying to be somebody in the NBA. So in terms of my goals, it probably won't be the best part of things for my time. Standing here recording videos, sitting there crafting certain plans and doing things for my business and for my YouTube channel currently as well. Those things, they do help. They are more aligned with my goal. But sometimes you want to relax. Going out there and chilling, relaxing, these things help. So if it doesn't align with your goal identity, when I say decline those sorts of things, spend the time with family and friends, that's fine. But if when you're spending time with family and friends, you're bunning weed, you're getting drunk, you're getting so hammered you don't remember the next day, decline it. Because I don't know any single person whose goal identity is for them to become a crackhead. I don't know any single person whose goal identity is for them to become a bum. You don't choose to become these things. You become those things when you don't do the things that keep you away from becoming those things. Just start saying no from now. Start declining it. And trust me, you start to see drastic changes in your life. Number 8, stand up straight and own your space. Take up your space. Don't confine yourself into a small box to try and fit in. Take up your space. Be confident and just be confident with it. Your posture affects your perception. Slouching equals weak. Standing tall equals dominant. It's the truth. If I, once again, it's the same thing with a handshake. If I see somebody and they're slouching, their back's like this, it's like, you can even go back, when we was younger, watch all these movies. The way that they'll portray the more weaker character, the person who's not really confident, the person's usually slouching, their bag is hanging down, they got their glasses, their head is down. We know exactly what bad presentation and bad presence looks like. We know it. But why do so many of us do these things non-consciously? That's it. It's a conscious thing, you know it. So just don't do it. Be conscious about how you do these things. Taking up space signals confidence and strength. A grown man moves with intention and purpose. So when you go into these situations, don't confine yourself. Don't put yourself into this small box. Take up your space, stand strong and be confident. And once again, I spoke about this in your teens, you need to be bulking, and I spoke about this in this video. If you're not getting yourself into the gym, you're going to struggle to have that confidence. So make sure you're training and it will build up that confidence. I'm not saying have an ego bigger than the wall, bigger than the moon, nothing like that. But be confident in what you've built. Be confident in yourself. So action steps. Shoulders back and chin up. You probably heard this. You've probably seen it in the Marine videos or the army videos when we was younger, or the army movies. Stand up straight, shoulders back, chin up. Do that and walk like that. Walk like that with purpose. And trust me, you'll see people respect you. You'll be so well respected when you start operating like that. Claim your space and don't shrink yourself. Don't, as I said, don't confine yourself into a small box. Don't make yourself be limited. Stand strong. Don't be one of those weirdos and douchebags that are they're standing with their cock out, pushing forward, and they're just trying to, you see people are forced, don't be like that. Just be confident, be normal, be natural, head up, chin up, shoulders rolled back, and just walk like that, and you will own it. And make it natural. Don't make it weird. Don't force it. Once, after a while, it'll be natural, and you just start standing like that. Number 9, read every day and never stop learning. Once you stop learning, you start dying. And that was said by Albert Einstein, one of the smartest men in this world. Once you stop learning, you start dying. And that's not a crazy statement to say. It's the genuine truth. Because from that moment when you are no longer teachable, you have basically made yourself static within time. You can't progress and you can't move forward. Even right now, when we're outreaching to potential clients, some of these people are so stuck where they are. When we work with other people and our business actually generally helps these people, those people will be left so far behind, it's going to hurt them. Because rather than changing their mindset and actually learning about AI and moving forward, they want to stay stagnant, and from that exact moment when they make that decision, their business is dying. So don't be like one of those people. Reading expands your mind, knowledge, and ability to critically think. Alongside that, play chess. If you don't play chess, play chess. I've been playing chess since I was a teenager. Me and my older brother used to play. And I only actually got good from last October. That's when I first hit 1,000 ELO. You probably don't know anything about this if you don't play chess. But it's when I actually got to a frame when I'm like, okay, I'm now properly getting good at chess because I'm spending a lot of time playing it. Since then, I've been seeing myself, my critical thinking has just improved. And my desire to read has improved so much more. The current book I'm reading right now, which I read every single day, is the Bible. Because if you want any form of wisdom and the best form of wisdom, it is in that book. The Bible is the greatest book ever created. So lean towards that and try to get wisdom in there. Of course, there are other books you can read, but if you want it all in one, just go to the Bible, straight to the Bible. So most men are distracted. You can outgrow 95% of them just by reading. So literally like that. You're probably not reading, and I would say a good other 90% of the people who are watching this don't read at all. Now, if you actually listen to this and you take this on board and you start reading, you will outgrow the majority of those people because the knowledge is in the books. My wisdom has expanded from just reading the books. A lot of this knowledge that I have comes from reading books. Atomic Habits, which is a book on my table, changed my life. There's so much that I've learned from there, changed my life. I've even finished the book. I'm still on like page 130. There's so much there, so much knowledge in those first 100 pages that has actually genuinely changed my life. For example, how James Clear talks about the importance of your environment. I bought this whiteboard, and this whiteboard is in the middle of my room. It helps me to record. I wake up, I have this annoying whiteboard in the middle of my room. If it's in front of me every day, I'm eventually going to have to start recording on it. And because of that, I record on it. Well, I put down notes and then record with it, but yeah. It helps me to record because it is in the middle of my environment. I wanted to eat less sweets. My snacks drawer is now a water drawer, full up of just liquid water. That's it. Simple. Your environment helps you so much. And all of this knowledge comes from the books. So get yourself reading. Action. I want you to read at least 10 pages a day. I want you to focus on the Bible, self-improvement, finance, history, philosophy, and psychology. Those are topics that you should just be trying to get knowledgeable inside of. Study those things. Study the Bible. Study self-improvement books. There are so many out there. I won't throw out any because I haven't probably actually read them. I'm literally reading the Bible. That is my self-improvement book not for the meantime. It's always been my self-improvement book, but I will go out there and read more books. Also you see Atomic Habits. But finance books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there's so many other books like out there, so many other books. I've got books up there that I even need to go through. There are so many books you can read. Aim to read as many books as you possibly can. Especially if you're younger, this is your time. Get used to the habit. Get that habit installed into you from now. Because when you're my age, I say like I'm old, I'm 21. When you get to like the age of 30, if you build up the habit of reading every single day from, let's say you're age 16 right now, and you read 10 pages every single day by the time you're 30, I can't even say how many pages that is, but that is a stupid amount of pages. Actually, I can. 520 times by 10, so 5,200, and then let's say you're 16, additional 2,800, so that's going to be 8,000. That's 8,000 pages of a book that you've read. If you read only 10 pages every single day, I messed up, man. I messed up badly. I timed it by a week. That's 10 pages a week. So if you read 10 pages a week, that's 8,000 pages you've read in 16 years. Just do that. Just do that. Obviously, now we've got to dissect like the days and stuff, but you know what I mean. Just read the 10 pages. You see, I've got to go read some mathematical books now because I've seriously just failed on camera there. But be a doer and not just a reader. So when you read your book and it tells you, for example, Atomic Habits, when it said to me, sort your environment out and you get more work done, don't just see that and go about your life. Do it. Sort out your environment. I changed my snacks drawer. I've got this whiteboard. For example, in my house, we used to have a massive cupboard for drinks and then a smaller cupboard for water. I swapped it over. Now my mum buys more water than she buys drink because obviously you want to fill up that cupboard. So psychologically, you're going to see, hold on, this cupboard is empty, but this is the water cupboard. Let me buy more water than drinks. And since then, my house has been drinking a lot more water than juice. Just that little bit has made us a little bit more healthier. Just by me reading Atomic Habits and changing that small thing. So don't just be a reader, be a doer. Implement the things that you read into your life. And finally, master emotional control. Weak men are controlled by emotions. And this is so true. Too many men nowadays are being led by their emotions. Like I'm seeing online, you'll see them go out there and comment and bomb and destroy other people's reputations and their lives just by certain things that they're doing. They're too controlled by their emotions. Don't be controlled by emotions. It will damage your life socially, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. You need to be in control of your emotions. Emotional outbursts make you look unstable and weak. If you see a man walking down the street, or you see a man somewhere screaming his head off and shouting his head off, you look at that person, you do not want to be like that person in the slightest. But a person who has emotional control, that when things get hard and things get tough, they are still able to stand there peacefully. That is the type of man that you want to be. A man who is calm under pressure is a leader. So you need to be calm. As I said, when the going gets tough, when things get stressful, when life gets hard, when you are calm underneath pressure, you are most likely going to be a leader. And the final action steps for this: when anger rises, pause before reacting. Don't allow the anger burst to control you. It's fine to be angry. We're men, we're human. You will be angry. But pause before you react. Learn to breathe deeply and slow your response. As I said once again, it's fine to be angry, but do not react emotional, and do not react fast as well. When I was younger, I used to go ahead and punch walls. I'm not even joking. I was in school, I would punch walls. I remember I punched a hole in the wall one time because I used to let my anger control me. Now, when things get tough and I feel a little bit angry and the irritation rises up, I control, I slow down, I don't overthink, and I control it, and I go back to how life was supposed to be. And finally, never let anyone pull you out of your frame. It's the truth. Some people are going to try and get you mad. Some people are going to try and get you to have those emotional outbursts. As we call it nowadays, rage baiting. But don't allow it to happen, because literally any single person who you let control your emotions control you, and you do not want that to be your story. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully you've learned 10 habits that your father should have taught you, and you can start implementing them in your life. Comment down the #1 habit which you will start implementing now. And additionally, if you want to get a link to those things that I mentioned inside the video, the link to my free Discord community will be down below. So I'll see you guys inside there.